Hello out there in YouTube land. We're going to find out why Meghan is being sued. She is being sued. Sooty duty. Meghan is being sued. 10 million. Dang it, I wish I had ordered the bath salt and had an allergic reaction so I could sue her. Come on in, have a seat. I won't keep you long, I promise. I know, right? Hello, Kimora. It's about time. $10 million. We are going to do a look and see, and then we're going to do her, we're going to go over her podcast. We're going to listen to that. That's what we're going to do today. So come on in. Have a seat. Hello. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Hello. Hit the like button on your way in and on your way out. Let's do the Mimi song. Can you believe it? Breaking news. She's being sued for $10 million. Let me send this link to my mom and sister so they can be up on what's going on. Yes. Wow, everybody's live today. Meghan's being sued. OMG. No, I got to get at least 20 people in here before I get started, even with the Mimi song. Come on in here, guys. Come on. This is going to be a good show. Yummy, lovely tummy show. She's being sued for $10 million. Oh my God, how come it can't be me? Hello, highly sensitive. I want to sue her. Maybe I should have bought some jam. Did you see that lady's legs? They were all bruised up, red. They were messed up from the flow up to from the toe up. Okay. So, Meghan is being sued. Red alert. Sued, and sued. Get out of Dodge. No way, Jose. Can you guys believe it? She's being sued. Which song do y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear the Motown one, or do y'all want to hear the lady version? Hello, I thought I saw you yesterday too. How are you? Did you hear about Meghan being sued for $10 million? OMG. Wait till we get into it. Oh my God. I wish it was me that was doing the suing. I should have bought me some salt.
I see. So you were the one doing the sewing.
Suing. Hello, Holly Dictator Girlfriend. Did you hear? Breaking news. Breaking news. Everyone, come in, have a seat. We're going to have a wonderful, hopefully she sues Netflix. Exactly. Do both. Sue both, Hudson. Suey-doo. Suey-doo. The Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. The Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. Oh. The lady version. Okay. We'll play that one next. Get it, y'all. Oh my God, $10 million. Guess who sent it to me? Samantha. A Meghan Markle fan has threatened to launch a $10 million lawsuit against the Duchess after suffering a catastrophic burns. A Meghan Markle fan has threatened to launch a $10 million lawsuit against the Duchess after suffering catastrophic burns using her homemade bath soap recipe. Some concoction she done came up with in the bathroom. Meghan then came up with a concoction from in the bathroom that they didn't put together, and now she's suing her. Oh, what did Hudson say? She should. They're the founders. Okay, let's see. Let's get to it.
Family, and whatever he says.
It wasn't just Catherine that he came for. He also made William out to be some type of violent bully. So it is unforgivable. And unfortunately, Harry now has to deal with the consequences of his action. You made a lot, but actually the bullying accusations are piling up from Americans, from the woke Californians working at Archewell, that are reported in establishment pro-royal magazines like Vanity Fair or The Hollywood Reporter. None of this makes sense. And the problem is Harry is now so isolated. He has ignored so many people for so long. There's only one person who advises him, his wife. And she only cares about trying to protect her own reputation. So all of this is crazy. But the idea that he thinks there is a way back by giving another interview is what's nuts. Because I will say, Meghan, King Charles doesn't feel the same as Prince William. There is a split between father and son on this. So William, when he is on the throne, and very sadly, that will probably be sooner rather than later, given Charles is suffering from cancer, which I believe to be incurable, although Buckingham Palace are saying that he's fighting on and things are pretty good. And obviously we know with medical advances, you can stay alive with incurable cancer for some time. But the long-term or even the medium-term prognosis is not good. And by the time William is on the throne, there is no way back. Meghan, he doesn't even want Harry at his own coronation. So it's finished. But Charles is a different type of guy. He feels a lot of guilt for Harry's upbringing. He knows that the War of the Wales, which was obviously Diana versus Charles, and all of those TV interviews and Tampon Gate, and then the death of Princess Diana, he knows that did screw Harry up in a lot of ways. So Charles still feels this inherent guilt as a dad and was open to some sort of rapprochement. But then Harry went and gave the interview to the BBC, and it is back to square one.
Right. So the thing he's whining about now is that when he left the royal family and his official role, they said, we're not going to be paying for your security when you come over here. You know, you've left you're no longer a working royal, so you're not going to get the police force around you when you pay visits here. And Harry's argument to the BBC and in court was, I can never leave the royal family. I could leave as a working royal, but I am part of the royal family, and therefore I'm in danger. And that they never did a review of my security status. They just yanked it to try to force me, and you were saying this couldn't possibly be, but try to force me to
I'm here. She must have took it down. Okay, wait. You said Meghan's mold latest. Oh, look at Princess Catherine. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, just beautiful. Yes, P. Dinah is live. I saw that. So we probably won't have as many subscribers over here today. But if we could get at least 20, I'm happy. Hello, Joy. How are you? Oh, Snowdrop, sounds like you've had a wonderful day. And you saw them getting their medals. I'm so glad you're here too, Joy. We're going to get to my the video I want you guys to see. Okay, here we go.
Attorney, and we talked about
and here's the
Meghan
link if you
Markle
want to come up and join me.
The potential catastrophe. Potential. At the time, it was just kind of something that was being discussed because there was a lot of conversation online about the dangers of this particular. Is it recipe? I don't even know what to call it. Also, at the same time that people were talking online about how you had to add this active, this specific ingredient that I don't know cancels out what could potentially burn you. I know we'll get into that in a
Wow.
second. I messaged one of my friends who was an attorney for Disney, and I said, "What do you think about this?" And I want to read. You could go and actually watch that interview with Christopher Melcher over on Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered. He's so intelligent, and he gives me really great feedback
We want to know
about
what's going
what the
on,
potential
Kinsley.
litigation is there. And then I want to read to you what my friend from Disney said, who I'm going to keep his name out of this because I don't know if he wants me to mention him. So I said, is this possible? Could someone sue Netflix or Meghan Markle if her bath salts recipe caused
Yes.
skin irritation or burns?
Yes.
And he replied to me,
Sam.
you could try and would definitely add both Markle and Netflix to the suit when filing the claim/case. What it will most likely what it will most likely turn into is this agreement between Markle and Netflix.
Yeah.
So I guess I forgot that he went into this part
So
of
it would be Netflix would be
Megan's
involved.
potential
Do you guys
contract
want to
with
hear
Netflix. He
the
says to
lawyer
me that
talk
if
about it?
Netflix's team was savvy enough, they would have gone out of their way to include in her contract with Netflix that if anyone were to sue her, that she would not have to deal with it, that Netflix would be like her protector. He said if her
Wow.
team is strong enough and savvy enough,
I doubt
they would
that.
think ahead of time and go, you know what,
Do you
we're
think?
throwing a lot of accusations at the British royal family, or not, bath salts aside,
Yeah.
let's make sure that Netflix is going to take all responsibility. So he says to me in this message, if it was you or me, Netflix more than likely is making us take responsibility for anything we do on our show. So the lawsuit gets shifted onto our shoulders. Markle, though, may have more weight in negotiations when she signed on, and I'd suspect her reps/lawyers push to make Netflix take responsibility of any
Wow.
claims. And then he sent me another
See?
email 4 hours later that said, P.S. Are you one of these people that burned yourself? And I had to reply, no, it was not me. It is not me. But unfortunately, someone has. Wait, how many months? Okay, so this was only in March. Here we are in May. And Radar is reporting that someone actually did burn
And
themselves. The headline, and I think it's very.
Is that when Catherine had on all white in her blazer? Is that where she was at the Veterans Day celebration? Kinsley Schofield is talking about the lawyer that she spoke to. And word on the street is so far that maybe, just maybe, that Netflix is going to take responsibility for the bath salt. But here's the problem, Netflix. You wasn't in the bathroom making up this concoction. What she put in there? What do you think she put in the bath salt? It's a homemade bath salt that she created. And didn't think, did she put all the ingredients of what was inside that made it allergic, made her allergic to the product? Because you have to list all the ingredients. This is what Paula was talking about back in the day. We were talking about Meghan's FDA sticker and is it legal? This stuff that she's sending out to people. Is it legal? She didn't make this at home in her kitchen. Ain't no telling what's inside this stuff. Like somebody said, go at your own risk. Meghan has already said that she is not liable for any products. Y'all remember when Paula went over that with us? She went over who would be responsible at the end of the day. So Meghan couldn't be sued, or if she was sued, she was covered. Do y'all remember that? Put a one in the chat if you remember Paula coming over here talking about Meghan's disclaimer. Oh, wow. Today, Catherine had on white with black polka dots and a black hat. Oh, okay. Oh, I bet she looked great. We may have to look it up. I'm going to look it up, guys. So, like, I would have to explain a lot. It seemed like it's cut and dry. I would do, you know what? She's going to have to show proof. She's going to have to show proof because it's not just going to be a lawsuit. Yes. Like, I would have videotaped it. Because, first of all, I would have been videotaping it for us. So I should have bought me some salt and did like a look and see and do. And if I had it got burnt, we would have had it on tape. So then I could sue her and take the 10 million. No, I want 10. You know what I'm saying? You got to have proof. Salts to sting some skins, but Meghan put essential oils in it too and didn't measure, didn't she? Oh, Snowdrop. She probably was just adding stuff, vinegar or oil. Just this nail is loose. Oh, I hate that. I hate when a nail breaks. And it's my fault because I'm so rough. Hello, Moon Falcon. Oh, okay. So you do remember when Paula was going over that extensive information with us about Meghan's products and who's going to be liable. Because she put it back on us. She didn't put it on Netflix. So it'd be interesting to see how Netflix vinegar. Yep, vinegar and oil. Henry would need to sell a lot of Diana's blue, silver, platinum tickets to pay. What tickets? The Las Vegas thing? Who knows what she put in there? She probably put some vegetable oil or some olive oil in there or something like that. For her to burn, it burned? What chemical was that she put in there?
Very important to note that this person says they are a fan of Meghan Markle's. They're claiming that they love Meghan Markle. So
we love
this
her.
is, I think that
so she wasn't one
if
of
you're
us.
a cynic like myself, you instinctually go, is this just somebody that read those March headlines about potential burns and thought, this is a quick buck? But they say that they love Meghan Markle and they just were sincerely sitting at home making her bath salts. So who knew? We found the one. We found the one fan. Exclusive Meghan Markle fan threatens to launch $10 million lawsuit after suffering catastrophic burns by copying Duchess's homemade bath salt recipe from new Netflix show. Before I start reading that, though, I want to tell you a little bit about what Christopher Melcher told me, which I thought was really interesting. In my chat with him, he said what Netflix could have done and potentially should have done was a disclaimer that ran at the beginning of the episode that said something like, Meghan Markle's not a doctor, or be careful with, some sort of medical disclaimer.
You cannot help me out, chat. You can't put a disclaimer in there and say use at your own risk. Use this bath salt at your own risk. If you catch on fire, there is nothing I can do about it. Nothing. If you catch on fire, it is what it is. It's too bad. It's your problem. You have to figure it out. It's not mine. Just because I made it with some vinegar doesn't mean that it'll make your skin burn. No. You can put 1,000 disclaimers on there. But one disclaimer needs to make sure that you have all the ingredients in there so she can see if she's allergic to any of those ingredients first. Because if you're allergic to the ingredients that are in the product, then it was your responsibility to read it before you slap that on your leg. Soften it up. And why did her legs only burn? Why didn't everything else burn on her body? Why was it just the legs? I haven't read the document. Should we read it? Let me know, because I can go and look for it. I just decided to go with Kinsley Schofield and one other gentleman that's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, in a sense, I am. Now, she didn't concoct it. She has concocted this potion, a potion. Hello, Marine. Concocted a potion that has burnt somebody's legs to a crisp. And now they're talking about a disclaimer. The disclaimer should have been up there a long time ago. Disclaimer should be on the back of the soap. If you got allergies or if you're allergic to any of this stuff, then don't you use it. But I doubt if Meghan was that smart and had any of that stuff labeled. We will see in court. Ooh, that would be good. You think they would make it live?
Just like that, you know how you sometimes see those disclaimers, it's a black screen with white font and the font is small and centered within the screen and it's just blink and you'll miss it.
I
But he was
know.
saying at the time that that is one way that Netflix could have protected themselves. And I also think it's one way that they could have, that's something they could have added later when
Snowdrop. Imagine on a cooking show. Let's imagine Meghan's. Imagine Meghan's cooking show. Gordon Ramsay puts a disclaimer up, follow recipe at own risk of poisoning. It's bath salt. Use at your own risk. We are not responsible for any burning. Now she can help victims. Now she can help this victim. Hello, Snowdrop. Did you gather some ideas about your country song so I can write some lyrics? So far, the only idea I've had is sticking some adieus at the end of some words. I love that, Sam. I love that. Adieus, fake adieu, scream adieu. Yeah, she didn't went in there with this salt adieu. Everything about Marco is toxic. It's toxic. The jam was toxic. Meghan's toxic. She's toxic. Good one, Marine. I'm putting a star by that. I put stars by the comments that I would like to read again at the end. So if you happen to be here at the end, I will be reading your comment. Most likely. Letitia in Texas with a bell. Rockadoodle needs one too. At Sam, any good? Kara took it. Remember yesterday? She grabbed it. It's my bell. Let me get my bell. She was a mess today. She wanted M&Ms for breakfast. I told her no. She cried for 2 hours. At least one. I was like, oh, God. Here's the M&M. She didn't want it at that point. She can turn up at her house with paramedics and a camera crew. I would be laying down in the bed, in the seat, calling 911. Had filming, all of this would be filming for proof. Are you the one that used the salt that Meghan shipped to you? Yes, I am the one. And it burns like hell. It just burns and burns and burns. I tried to rub it on my legs when I got in the tub. And when I got out, this is what happened. I had 3rd-degree burns in spots and places. I had to call the paramedics and go to the hospital. They had to give me some extensive pain medicine. I'm taking Meghan to court. Watch this. Watch what happens. Since this one person decided that they were going to sue over the bath salt, Meghan should be ashamed of herself. She shouldn't be sending out stuff. She is not the type of person that can make a product and then it don't be toxic. It was toxic. So you put yourself in harm's way. Now you're finna be sued. The fact is that your product now looks like a rotten egg. Yeah. A rotten egg. And no one wants to buy it now the home chick has gotten burned. No, I'm good. Keep it away. But I believe this is going to open up the floodgates for people to start suing Meghan. Where your fans at? Oh God, I like that song. Yeah. She shouldn't have been in the kitchen. She shouldn't have been in the bathroom making bath salt. She shouldn't have been in there making some concoction that was gonna burn someone. Get that. Stop doing stupid stuff. Now I believe it's going to open the door for others to sue her for whatever reason they need to. I would be one, because if I ever worked for her, I would sue the hell out of her. Yes, I didn't sign up for this. I signed an NDA that I wouldn't talk about it, but I didn't say I wouldn't sue her. She's going down. Sue, diddy-doo, diddy-doo. Suey-doo. Suey-doo. The bath salt. Okay, I can do the line about her new bell. Oh, you like my bell? So awesome. The bus end looked more like irritation than burns. Yeah, like it was red, rashed up. Reddish. Yeah. But she called it burns. Because it probably was on fire. She probably was on fire. I know, it's amazing no one has been hospitalized for D and V post the spread. Remember Oprah was, and Gail got, yeah, she was in the hospital. Gaffa something. Yeah, well, I remember when her tummy was hurting and Gail had said that it was coming out both ways. Who says that? What friend would say that? I wouldn't want my friend telling everybody that it's coming out of both ends. That's a secret, unless it's family. Like you guys, I would tell you. I'm going to sue Meghan for assaulting my eardrums every time she speaks.
That conversation started circulating back in March. A little disclaimer that says Meghan is not
Liable.
a doctor, or make sure you consult with
Consult who?
an actual expert before doing this.
Doing
And
what?
that way, he said at the time, that is one way Netflix could have protected themselves from something like this. But it honestly, based on the story, just sounds like this girl just wants to get paid out and then she'll go away. But I'll read some of it for you. A furious Meghan Markle fan from Maryland has threatened to launch a $10 million lawsuit against the Duchess after suffering catastrophic burns using her homemade bath salt recipe from her new Netflix show. RadarOnline.com can reveal Robin Patrick is seeking major compensation after the bath salts caused significant pain and cosmetic distress. They have pictures of the injuries too, and they are indeed horrifying. I can't stress that enough.
What you mean she just wanted
Diabetic
to
Patrick
pay?
said Markle,
I
43, had. Is she 43?
I think I know what she means.
Who knows? Had a
She just
duty of
wants to
care
get
to
paid
provide
now.
adequate warnings to viewers that salts could have an adverse effect on people who carry the condition due in part to the essential oils used within the concoction.
Yeah.
Oh, so this actually, is this related to that one ingredient that she forgot to include
What?
that helps, that tones down, that I'm spacing on right now? Totally unprepared. I apologize. Go watch Christopher Melcher's video on Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, because we go into all of the potential dangers and what the outcomes could be, in case you're wondering. Now, it says the Duchess may.
Kinsley said that I want to see the pictures of the lady's legs. I saw them earlier. Samantha sent me a video. I mean, a paper. Oh, my phone died. I'll get it charged in a minute. Snowdrop, I went outside and the sun was shining. The kids were swimming in the lake Oh, Kara wants to go swimming so bad. We had a picnic and H had to cook some food. Graphic. It probably felt like 3rd-degree burns. Ouch. Ow. Ow. What is this?
The welcome gift for makeup artist Daniel Martin, and the recipe featured Epsom salt, some other salt, arnica oil, and lavender oil. Since the episode aired, skincare experts warned the DIY blend may pose risks.
Ooh.
Patrick later tested out the bath salts herself, dissolving the mixture into warm water in her walk-in bathtub. But she soon began to feel immediate discomfort and knew something was wrong. Let me know what you think. Is this a legitimate? Do you think this is a legitimate complaint, or do you think this is somebody that saw an opportunity? I think it's a legitimate complaint because people were warning.
First of all, you don't know this woman to assume that she is telling a lie. Shame on you, Kinsley. Can I get a couple of people to agree with me on this? That Kinsley Schofield has no right to say that she thinks this lady is trying to get some money off of Harry and Meghan. No, you don't know that, Kinsley. Sorry. You do not know that, honey. You do not know that this woman is telling the truth or not. So at face value, we may have to just assume she's telling the truth at the moment until otherwise, something else comes about, right? Let's just like telling somebody, oh, that you didn't get hit by a car. What do you mean I didn't? You saw it. You would, my point is that Kinsley should not be telling us that, do you think she's just trying to get some money from Meghan? If I was burning, I wouldn't hesitate. I would have had my lawyer. A good one. I'm burning. Ouch, ooch. I got the video to show it. That I put the seeds in the bathtub, got in the tub, but you can't see me, but I got in the tub, got out, and then I got scorched. Scorched. Burned to a crisp. I don't know about that, Kinsley.
About this for now months. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. I forgot that I have to be on TV in 1 minute. So that's why I'm rushing off right now, headed to Kevin O'Sullivan. So sorry. Make sure you like this video.
Okay, let's see. Maybe she's going to be on this channel.
Well, hello. I hope you are very well. I have got lots of juicy stories for you today. Why King Charles has chosen to completely ignore Prince Harry's latest outburst and send his disloyal son a brutally clear.
He said King Charles is ignoring Prince Harry's outburst. He called it an outburst. He says, I'm just completely ignoring Harry, like he didn't say nothing. Look, he is moving on with his life, happy. He is smiling. Look at that face. I haven't seen him this happy. Put a 1 in the chat if you see a difference in King Charles's look, that he looks very happy. She was talking about the lady with the bath salt, Sam. And she was saying, Kinsley was saying that is the lady just trying to get some, insinuate that she just wants to get over. But, even if I was a fan or not a fan, it doesn't matter either one. If I'm going to start burning, I'm suing you. Oh, look at King Charles. He looks so happy-do. She did overstep the mark, Marine. Need to meet Letitia and take her with you, Snowdrop. Yes, I'll go. Sam, my older sister would, after LL, I would go listen. Oh, hello. Hello, Babette. Better vibes. Babita vibes. Vibes. Babette. I like Babette. I like the whole thing. I just can't pronounce it. Sorry, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Mimi show. Sam, would Letitia go? We are meeting up to go to the Netflix store. Yeah. Letitia needs to give dates in advance so I can book flights and hotels. Yes, so we would go to the one in Dallas. Liz E, I will do that if you need me to. Snowdrop. You made a live, Liz? Can we see some of it? Oh, you're saying you made a live. I thought she said she. Woo! I thought Liz said she made a live. And I was like, let's go look at it. She's saying she made one of my lives. You're so sweet. Thanks for joining. Yep, King Charles look happy. He don't look bothered. He look, I'm singing in the rain. A chemical burn. Joy said it could have been a chemical burn. We're going to star that. Hello, Liz, and welcome. Hello, Carla. Welcome. Charles is getting on with business. Okay. Charles said, Harry who? In your face, Harry. In your face, you and Meghan. Why Meghan finna be sued? Ugh. The fact that you are gonna be sued is breaking news. Breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. Why is this not breaking news? Meghan's product haven't even been out there for 10 days, for 15 minutes. Her product wasn't even out there as long as she was in the royal family. We're talking about minutes ago. This product just came out on the market. You barely got this in the mail yesterday, and someone has already said that she is hurting them, and they are coming after her and suing her for $10 million. She hasn't had this product out there that long. They're already complaining and suing. Ooh, girl, it's too soon to be sued. I just wonder how many more people are going to be brave enough to come out and sue her too for other reasons. Say, for instance, working with her, causing anguish and pain and duress, mental anguish. Because I would think that. Because I've been and cussed her out. I've been and told her something. It happens automatically. It's like a snap. You do a snap-a-do. If someone's talking to you crazy or mean or disrespectful, sometimes you snap. So, bully over here. I'm going to put a star by that one, Carla. Is it Carol? Is it Carol or Carla? I think I'm saying it wrong, sweetie. I only remember her giving her friend Daniel bath salt. Don't remember a woman, but I didn't watch any reviews much after that. So are we saying that did Meghan have some salt to sell and someone ordered it? Or did she send this to I wonder, did she send this to someone? That would really be bad. She sent me this salt and I didn't burnt myself and now I'm suing her. Wow. Oh, thank you, Babette. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. It's free. Thank you. They can prove it making the bath salt and get burned. It's easy to prove. Yeah, I would think so, Joy. I would think it would be easy to prove. Yeah. Carla. I'm going to call you Carla. And hopefully I'm saying it right. So, did someone foolishly use Meghan's recipe to create bath salts and had a bad reaction? Yes, someone did foolishly use Meghan's recipe to create. Oh, is that what they did? I thought that she bought it. Or I'm confused. Nuh-uh. The bath salt was sent to her. The bath salt was sent to Meghan. Can we confirm that? The bath salt was sent to this lady as if she had bought it. Yeah, Liz, that's what I think. Oh, you're here today, girlfriend. Thank you. Yes. Got burned. You know what? That's what she get, female founder. That's what she get. The Confessions of a Female Founder. We're watching that next. Sit there and let her talk about herself. Yeah, she is being sued. Either about to be, thinking about it, going to. This woman is threatening to sue. For her burning her legs off the bath salt that Meghan, that Meghan is put out there. Yes, that's exactly what's going down. I can be better though. I am. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I need to get my charger because I want my sister. I want Juanita to know that Meghan is being sued. Breaking news. Breaking news. Sued, and sued. Look at King Charles looking the best he's ever looked with all his medals and stuff, looking all fine. Look at Camilla with her pretty hat on and that nice coat. Yep, he doing it. He is happy. He is not. And look at his hair, nice and white. He ain't bald in the middle. Look at his hair. It's nice and pretty. Charles looking good. Yeah, the king is looking good. You go, King Charles. And Camilla, I like that hat. Can I have it? Yep. Gold star for you, Marine. To do. This is the first one I've caught. And that's because LL posted it in advance and I was looking around to see what was on. You know what? And then I kept changing the time. Well, I know, Carla. I know. How are you going to be sued I'm gonna read the title of it. Meghan's being threatened to be sued because burns, not a rash, not a allergic rash or itch spot. Burns. Burn. Ow. Ooh, ow. She's gonna have to put some stuff on her legs to make them come back, if they will ever, from them scars. Just so I have an idea what kind of style you like. Just give me one of her songs, for example, working 9 to 5, Lady Red Coat, I Will Always Love You, Jolene. I like all of those. Oh, I like Jolene. Give me an idea. Applejack is a fave. I like Jolene. I just took over. Carla is supposed to be by Sam to thin the trademark stuff. Carly and supposed to be by Sam to thin the trademark stuff. But that seems to have gone quiet. The trademark, as ever is not trademarked. But she's selling products. I thought that Paula said they were trademarked. Once Will takes over, Meghan and Harry are screwed. Carla. Got it. I was calling you Carly. That's not it. It's Carla. Okay, I got it. Thank you. So I'm confused. I mean, I could have created the concoction, but I can't sue her for that. Now, if I ordered it and paid for it and bought it, I may need to go watch the legal. If you guys want to watch Kinsley's guy with the legal guy, we can watch him after this, okay? Or watch Meghan's podcast. Either one, I'm up for it. Well, Charles looks good to me.
Clear message. Plus, Princess Catherine's stunning tribute to her late mother-in-law, Princess Diana. But first, there's trouble in paradise, folks, as a viewer of Meghan Markle's Netflix lifestyle series With Love, Meghan is planning to sue the Duchess for $12 million after allegedly suffering catastrophic burns after trying a homemade bath salt recipe recommended by the Duchess on her Trainwreck TV show. Now,
Trainwreck.
Notwithstanding that that's a boy's name, Robin Patrick is actually a girl. Clearly, the parents wanted a son. Robin Patrick, right? A big fan of Meghan Markle, big fan of With Love, Meghan, her Netflix series. Is a diabetic person. She's from Maryland. And she claims that she suffered sustained severe injuries after using the exact blend of bath salts that Meghan prepared as a wellness gift on her show. Now, the bath mixture included Epsom salt, Himalayan salt, arnica oil, and lavender oil. Who on earth is Meghan Markle recommending these concoctions?
Concoctions!
Epsom salt, Himalayan salt, arnica oil, lavender oil, they're all natural. Of course they are, but
okay.
Your days at school of
Oh, it's funny.
Crikey, I've never heard so many big words. Catastrophic, major burns. Oh my God.
Ooh.
I must use catastrophic more in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Catastrophic burns, catastrophic car chase, catastrophic shopping trip. I don't know. Hi, little
Concoction. Concoction.
concoction, potions, lotions, catastrophic potions.
Oh, snap. How are you?
Well, thank you for asking, because no one asks me if I'm okay. How are you? Oh,
Woo.
yeah. Ding,
Good
ding, ding.
here. How is Penelope too?
She's okay. She's asleep on my bed. She's fast
Okay.
asleep.
That's good. That's good. That's
Good.
good. Well, this is a mess. She is being sued. Now, today we were supposed to watch, of course, Meghan's podcast, and we are. Is hopefully he doesn't talk too long.
Okay. We'll get through this. How many big
Chemistry.
words can he come up with?
Sometimes if you mix different substances together, which on their own are relatively harmless and inert, but you put them together and what happens?
Boom!
You get a big explosion.
Burn your house down.
Oh my God. Can you hear him?
I can, yeah. He's
Yeah.
exaggerating it. He's exaggerating it all.
He's there. He has taken it too far. He is gone. He is roasting it. He said, boom. Like an explosion. Oh. Not an explosion. It wasn't an explosion.
Be your days at school of chemistry. Sometimes if you mix different substances together, which on their own are relatively harmless and inert, but you put them together and what happens? You get a big explosion. Which is why I gave up chemistry. I was far too afraid of burning the school down. Now, this poor person, right? I feel so sorry for Robin Patrick, who is a lady, but has a man's name. It's 2025. Let's go with it. The bottom line is that Robin Patrick is an admirer of Meghan Markle, a huge fan, and has devotedly watched this show on Netflix.
Hudson wants the link.
And I mean, one of the few that has.
Huh?
But
Hudson
unfortunately,
wants the link.
has
Drop the
basically
link.
done
Hudson
what
wants to come on. Hudson wants to come on. Drop the link.
Okay. I meant
You
to
did
put
drop
it
it
back.
earlier.
Yeah, I meant to do it again. God, dog. This is so funny. Okay, let me go through the chat. Can we slow down the chat? Please, I'm behind. Let me just skim through. Hello, Moon Falcon. Yeah, I want Juanita to know. Hello, sweetheart.
Hi,
How are you?
ladies. Hello, I'm good. I just wanted to drop in and say because I am certified in.
We can't hear you,
Ooh,
Hudson.
You can't hear?
I can't hear her.
hold on. How can I do this? Hold on. Y'all can't hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think I might have been breathing too hard. Go ahead.
I can hear you now.
Okay, arnica oil is highly inflammatory if not used properly. And so is and that on top of Himalayan salt and pink salt, like what was it? Pink Epsom salt and Himalayan salt, which is an abrasive, which means it takes layers off of the skin, and then you're putting arnica oil on top of that. And it's bound to happen. You have to use just a little bit of arnica oil. Usually they mix it with like a petroleum jelly or something like that. what else too? And if Megan is the one that gave the public that recipe on her show, which is what she did. Remember when she did the
Oh,
mixing and she was throwing the stuff in the like the salt and then she didn't have enough and she was just mixing it in. If someone
oh.
followed that recipe, they damn sure could sue her and Netflix for posting that. Just
Okay,
like if
wait
they
a
were on
minute.
Fear Factor and they jumped off a cliff, if somebody decides to do that, they could have sued Fear Factor. That's why they have the disclaimers at the beginning.
Oh,
So
this
she's
is so
recommending.
good. This is so good.
And yeah, Megan didn't have it on her website.
And
She
she still
showed it as a
don't.
recipe. It's a recipe. It wasn't boxed, it wasn't bagged, and it has nothing to do with as ever. It's a
Oh,
recipe
it's a
from her
recipe that
show.
she put on there for us to make on our own.
Yes, and most likely Netflix is just it's not even gonna get to court. They're not gonna let that mess get to court. They'll probably just pay that woman off just to shut her up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pay her.
All right, let me go back to work. I'm being on mute.
Oh, you Leo, thank you for the info.
I'm not gonna drop, but I'm just gonna mute.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
So, oh my God. So it was a recipe. It was a recipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It was a recipe she put on her show and someone followed it and got burnt.
followed it and got burned.
Yeah.
But Hudson just said that 2 ingredients should not mix.
Yeah. And that was reported when the show came on air. It was certainly reported in the Daily Mail and in the UK that you shouldn't use the recipe she gave. So it was reported straight away that you shouldn't use the recipe. So Netflix should have put a disclaimer on the show saying, "Do not use this recipe" or something like that.
Ooh. Doing too much. Doing too much. She's doing too much.
Yeah, don't mix the 2 ingredients or something like that. They should have put a disclaimer on there saying, "Do not follow the recipe" or something like that.
So does she has more recipes on there?
You shouldn't even have pink Himalayan salt in a bath. It should just be Epsom salt.
Oh. See. This is something else.
Yeah, especially if she brought it off a shelf and she didn't get it like specifically for external use. So she just bought it off a shelf at the store.
Oh, you think she bought it off a shelf?
She might have. I don't know what she did, but all that
Oh.
stuff shouldn't be mixed in together. And like I said, arnica oil is
Uh-huh.
extremely abrasive. Like it's
It's
almost
strong.
toxic. Yeah, all you need is
Toxic.
a drop.
Oh. Ooh.
It's like a drinking a shot of whiskey versus a gallon. She like arnica
Oh,
oil.
on your
Yeah,
body.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why somebody said, why would you use it? Why would you
Well, see,
make
the
that?
man, people can't tell this.
I know, because I would make it. Mhm.
And
I would make
somebody
it.
brought that up. Was it the Griff or was it Molly? It might have been Molly. It was like, how is she just doing this without measuring? She's just throwing everything in a bowl.
Oh, see, I didn't see that. Was that when she was stirring those 2 pots together? I didn't see it.
I didn't watch it myself.
I don't remember making the bath salt. And it's probably because, you know what, Dictator? It's probably because
You couldn't bear to watch that far.
I couldn't watch them.
I didn't watch it at all. I don't have Netflix. I switched Netflix off, but I couldn't do
Remember
it.
she was making it for Daniel. I didn't see the whole thing, but I just remember people doing it. But when
Oh,
Daniel was spending the night, like, and I'm like, why is your friend taking a bath in your house just one
yeah,
night?
yeah. Oh, God, Megan. She was doing too much. Doing too much. Get somewhere and sit your little ass down.
Why you think Selena Gomez and Pamela Anderson, they have chefs and stuff, professionals on their shows with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they know they're stupid. She apparently doesn't know that she's stupid.
Oh, yeah. This is stupid. This is that stupid stuff. This is that stupid stuff. This is why I named it that.
Yeah.
For stuff just like this. Okay, I have got to catch up. I probably won't be able to. So, like you guys suggest, get to the bottom. I said it right, didn't I?
Carla, yeah.
Carla, okay. Wow, that is so interesting. Let's see what else he's saying.
Meghan recommended that she does, and she suffered injuries. So the alleged injuries and symptoms are as follows: painful ulcers. So she's got the ulcerated skin. And do you have any idea how uncomfortable that is? This is like an open sore. It's an infection risk. It's red. It's raw. It's painful. If anything goes on it, like salt or
that hurt. He's explaining
that's not good.
Pain that she was in.
Yeah, it didn't look nice. It looked horrible. But it wasn't like massive major burns all over her legs. It was just like on her shins. I mean, it's not nice.
Wow. Yeah, he said like having an open sore and it's just burning like and alcohol is being poured on it.
Yeah.
Her products aren't regulated, are they? I don't think they're regulated.
I don't think they are. It's like the jam. It doesn't have all the labels on it.
Right,
I don't think.
neither does this salt thing. This concoction she done came up with and put on the website and told people to make it, and now people burning. They burning because of the stuff that she put in there, telling us to put in there. Meghan. Oh, man.
Next thing you know, someone's going to go, oh, I nearly died putting flowers on my scrambled eggs. You know what I mean? They're all going to come out. I nearly choked on the flowers on my scrambled eggs.
Another Marco debacle. Yes. This one is every day they starting to do something now. Harry just made an ass out of himself, and now she made one out of hers.
Harry just nearly destroyed his life, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Again. Okay, destroyed his life again.
Again. It's crazy. Okay, I'm behind because I need to move on.
Yeah, let's listen to the end of this because it's quite funny.
You saw it already?
No, listen to the end of this one because it's quite funny.
Siggy Lee, thank you so much. The chick is a liar. She is drifting on the grifter. Oh, every diabetic knows not to use bath salts. That woman also has an autoimmune disease. She will get some money, but it won't be 10 million. The mere fact that she's going to get anything is something. Isn't it?
Yeah, she'll get something.
Wow. Well, she probably shouldn't have been using these products.
Well, she might get something if she is a diabetic and she should know better. She may not, because that's her own. That's her own fault. Then, if you've got an illness and you're supposed to take care of yourself.
Wow, but how do you? Yep. You got to read. You got to know what you put in your body.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Ziggy Lee, for my super sticker. Yes. I'm loving it. That is going to go on Kara's invitations. I showed you guys, right?
Yeah, you did. It was lovely. When is her birthday?
Stop laughing. I know everything is funny. What'd you say?
When is her birthday?
It's in July.
Oh, July.
Yes. It feels like it's coming really fast, though. He is funny.
soap or a detergent, if anything goes on there, it's going to be absolute agony. So she's got ulcers. Secondly, she's got blistering skin, this poor lady with a man's name. Blistering skin. So the skin is basically sort of popping open. It's kind of like cratered, like a 15-year-old's skin with puberty. So we got the ulcers, we got the blistering skin. Persistent burning and discomfort. Can you imagine? I would have thought that Robin Patrick, which is a man's name, but it's a woman, is struggling to sleep. Don't you think?
Come on, JD, if you want to come on.
I feel so sorry for her.
Come on, JD.
She felt that she was safe in Meghan's hands.
Come on, anyone can come on. Come on, JD.
Yes.
She thought that she could trust this show.
I dropped
because
the
it's on
link
Netflix,
again.
which is an enormous global streaming giant. I mean, that's basically the new home of TV, isn't it? Netflix, right? So they've got a duty of care. And it's not right. They should be peddling these scientific concoctions without due diligence. And there's no way that Meghan should be recommending this kind of skincare advice, given the fact that she's completely unqualified.
Oh,
remember that Meghan,
God, he is killing
she thought
me.
that she could trust this show because it's on Netflix, which is an enormous global streaming giant. I mean, that's basically the new home of TV, isn't it? Netflix, right? So they've got a duty of care, and it's not right. They should be
click on the link.
These scientific
in yellow, Lady
concoctions
Letitia's That Stupid Stuff. She's
due diligence.
StreamYard
And
link.
there's no
Click
way
on
that
that.
Meghan should be recommending this kind of skincare advice, given the fact that she's completely unqualified. Because remember that Meghan's not really an actress. She's certainly not a TV host. She's not a lifestyle guru. She's not a chef.
Hi, Ziggy Lee.
She wasn't much of a princess. So
it's above you.
this
Where
is a
it's
serious
Lady
story.
Letitia, That Stupid Stuff in yellow.
$12 million
There's the blue
at
link.
stake. So we've got the burning, we've got the blistering skin, we've got the
Right
painful
above
ulcers,
you.
we've got a woman with a man's name.
Right there.
This is a hot mess.
Underneath
This is
you.
what the Americans would call a hot mess. So, and then also she's getting new sores and ulcers daily. I would like to show you pictures of these ulcers, but it's a family show. You might be having your dinner. The show is global, so you might be having breakfast. If you're in Australia and New Zealand, you might be having lunch. If you're in Europe, you might be having your evening meal. If you are in North America. So, this poor woman can't take warm showers or wear clothing over the affected areas. This poor lady is striding around the house in her birthday suit. Such is her discomfort. She's completely knackered like the day she was born, in order to, because of course that's the thing that happens. If you've got blisters and burns, the last thing you should do is allow fabric to make contact with it. Cotton, for example, it's going to stick to the ulcer, isn't it? And then it'll be merry hell getting that thing off. All because.
Wow. Sorry. My personal stuff flying everywhere.
She watched Meghan's total train wreck TV show. So not only did With Love Meghan bore the tears out of anyone that was unfortunate to watch it, it was mesmerizingly dull. Unfortunately, on your behalf, I watched every single episode. I still got PTSD. Can I tell you, I got painful sores and blisters just from watching it. Okay. Just Meghan smiling at the camera was enough for me to produce an instant ulcer on my face. Just like that. Just.
No, JD, just click on the link where it's got Lady Letitia in yellow. That blue link.
To watching,
you have a choice between going through your
with her blistered skin, the poor lady. Now listen, and she's diabetic. This lady, Robin Patrick, is a walking
or your
YouTube an ulcer because watching it. God, he said it just grew and grew, and then it popped.
Just click on the link, JD.
Oh wow. When she clicks on it, tell her she won't come on the screen right away. You won't come on the screen right away. I'll help you maneuver.
Just click on that link where it's got Lady Letitia in yellow. There's a blue link. Just click on that.
Yeah, you don't have to show your face. There's a camera on there once you click on it, and then you can click on the camera to turn it off.
Well, come bed. Come bed.
Wow, this is crazy. I hear you, Ziggy Lee.
Shh.
Yeah, Sam, I didn't know either. Like, this is for real. This woman really, really burnt herself on this product that Meghan told her to make, but then she wasn't supposed to because she's got other stuff going, underlying conditions. Oh, hello, JD. Hello.
There she is.
Oh, thank you. It's Letitia, your laugh is just so delicious.
Well, thank you, JD. I appreciate that so much.
Oh, it's a riot. I know we shouldn't be laughing.
Yes, we should.
Hello, dictator.
Hey, JD, are you okay?
Yes. I mean, I didn't plan on this, but because I never knew how to join to talk. But oh, here comes one of my cats.
My cat's just been meowing. Sorry.
Yes.
That's okay.
Quincy S. Adams is his name.
Quincy S. Adams.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
I got Penelope.
I know.
Lady Penelope. Yes.
I'm the human to 3 rescue cats.
Okay.
And I call them the tribe.
Oh.
I love
Look
that.
at you.
That's
Look
nice.
at you. Look at, oh my God. So, dictator, don't they make you laugh? They have me laughing all day long.
Sometimes she makes me laugh. Sometimes she makes me cry when she meows all the time. But no, I love her. She's my fur baby.
Oh.
Well, we're their humans. So this is so.
I'm her servant. Yeah, I'm her slave.
Yes, I know. And then you've got Rocky, Letitia, right?
Yes. Little Rocky. Yeah.
And Letitia, I just sense that it's just a beautiful romance that you have with Eric. A true prince, right?
It is. It really is. I'm lucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the 3 of you are lucky.
Yes.
Yes.
He's a lovely man.
Yes.
He is. He really is.
He is.
And Letitia, you are this is the best show you've ever had because you're
I'm
laughing.
loving it. I'm loving this, JD. This is so funny to me. He is like, he is off. I could rewind him all day, but I know we got one more show to go. So, because he is funny. Wow.
This Mark Dolan, you mean?
Yes, he is
calling
funny. It a concoction. He keeps calling her stuff a concoction, not slab salt. This concoction that she done made.
Oh my God. And the funny thing is that Angela Levin kept saying that this was going to happen.
She did. Ooh.
Yes, on Dan Wooten, she's been saying it. And she didn't think it was funny. Well, we didn't think it was funny until today.
Okay. Yes. This is funny.
No.
Meghan done messed up. She done messed up. Doesn't it feel like they're going down really quick? Doesn't it? Harry just made a fool out of himself. He lost his case. And then now she running around being sued because She putting a concoction on the internet for people to make at the end of the day.
It's just, I mean, you named it right years ago, Lady Letitia. That's that stupid stuff.
Yes. Yes. She's doing too much. She's moving too fast. She's got her hand. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. I'm going to show everybody. You
She's
don't
just
have to show us anything.
she's
trying
such
to
a
prove herself to somebody.
she's such a fool.
Yes, she is. She is. Especially the one IPPs. She know the queen told them, you guys are gonna lose it. You guys are gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it.
You and Eric and your daughter and Dictator and Hudson, and I know I'm forgetting somebody. You're the ones that should be part of the royal family. You'd liven it up. You'd liven it up,
Oh, I'd
wouldn't
love
you?
it. I'd never have to work again. I'd never have to work.
No, you'd be great.
What did you say, Dictator?
I said I'd love it. I'd never have to work again.
I know, right? I would be like awesome. Yes, I would be
Yes,
awesome.
you would. You would.
I would be loving it. I wouldn't live
would.
nowhere.
And
there.
everyone in the Commonwealth would be happy. You'd raise all of their hearts.
Oh,
Oh, JT, that's lovely.
that is.
You can come on again.
Oh,
Okay, let's see what else he's got to say here.
okay.
She has a whole range, a whole host of pre-existing conditions. She's got an autoimmune condition, which is the worst thing.
She's got underlying condition.
She's got a compromised immune system as well, a diabetes-related dry skin condition, which heightened the reaction risk. The poor lady, my heart goes out to her. And I hope that she gets, at the very least, an apology from Meghan Markle. What she might get is $12 million. Okay, that's what's on the table. And I think what Robin Patrick wants, he/she, wants an apology and definitely wants compensation and wants medical treatment. The minimum that she's asking for is $60,000. But the lawyers are telling
60
Miss Patrick, Ms.
Girl,
Patrick,
that ain't enough for your
that
medical
actually
bills.
there's a case, there are grounds for compensation
Right.
of $12 million. Now, don't forget, the Sussexes are already knee-deep in legal costs.
Yes, they
because
are.
of that prize numpty Prince Harry, the world's least happy millionaire,
There are
who basically sues someone
areas
every
to her
11
skin.
minutes.
She is lying.
Unsuccessfully in most cases, including the Mail on Sunday, who he sued for some nonsense. They were just doing their job, you know, reporting on the hypocrisy of the elites. He didn't like it. He doesn't like to be called out. He doesn't enjoy accountability, does Prince Harry. So he sued the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday. It was a great paper. And what happened? He changed his mind in January of 2024. And that cost him $1 million.
Yep.
Then he's lost his case against the Home Office.
$1 million.
For Royal Security. That's another $2 million. So he's $3 million down. Plus he's got other court cases going on with the
just
the
giving it away.
Newspaper. He hates the Associated Press. I love it. The Mail Online. What a paper!
That's what you get for going after
the world's
people
most
should
read
be going after.
English language newspaper, and for good reason. It's packed with great material, great stories, and you know I defend all journalism because what journalists do is hold people like Prince Harry to account. Because what is Prince Harry? He's a multi-millionaire aristocrat.
Right.
So if you're telling me that we should muzzle the press and control the freedom that they have to report on people like Prince Harry, I'll tell you where you can go. And it's not a good place. So poor old Robin Patrick's got an autoimmune condition, compromised.
I'm going to put a star by that.
Diabetes as well. It's absolutely shocking.
I am.
I might do a medical special at some point, by the way, because I'm also not an expert. But I've got some very high profile expert pals who I think I should get on the show to talk to you about weight loss and diabetes reversal. Okay. It's not really, you know, entertainment or royal news or global politics stories, but I think there might be a place in the show for a bit of health as well, don't you think? I'm a big fan of low carb and keto and diabetes reversal. We'll do that. We'll do a special show on that, and I'll tell you about my health journey. But first, the health journey of Robin Patrick's much worse. Her lawyers are looking for $12 million. Now, Patrick says, it's very confusing with the names. I'm tempted just to call her Barbara to avoid confusion. Robin Patrick says that she followed the instructions after watching a clip of the show, and she used the ingredients that she already had at home. So she simply did what Meghan Markle encouraged her to do. And she said, initially, I experienced a mild tingling sensation without discomfort. Then this poor lady said, as the water level rose to cover my legs and reached my buttocks, blimey. Whoa.
Oh, that's sore.
It's getting a bit X-rated in here. I want to know about Miss Patrick's buttocks. Family show. I mean, what happened to decency? As the water level rose to cover my legs and reached my buttocks. I mean, this has become a very different story, hasn't it now?
I agree, Liz.
She said, I began to feel burning and significant discomfort in those areas. I'm assuming she's including the buttocks in that.
Oh, you
I don't know about Mrs. Patrick's scale of her buttocks.
Million.
I don't know if she's heavily
12
buttocks.
million.
She might be very tailored in that department. She might have a lean buttock, or she could have a big old, a full pickup truck. She could be carrying some serious cargo.
He's getting offensive now. Come
on.
on.
I've got no doubt that Mrs. Patrick's body's a temple and that she's a fine woman, naked or otherwise. But so she's in the bath. The water level rises to cover her legs and reaches her buttocos, her butties, her butter sandwiches, her tallow rucksacks. Where's this going? And she said she experienced significant discomfort in these areas.
Ooh.
That evening, while showering, by the way, we get a lot of detail from Mrs. Patrick, don't we?
Yes.
That evening, while showering, she experienced intense burning as water contracted the affected areas, which had developed into ulcers. She later stirred the bath water with her hand, which actually burned her hand. I mean, what Meghan's recommended here in her show is basically an acid bath, isn't it? Wasn't there a particular installment of Batman where the Joker at the end of the movie falls into an acid bath and just sort of disappears?
Yes.
And the only thing that's left is his ring. Well, that's basically what Meghan's recommending on her TV show, isn't it? It's basically just a big old bath of hydrochloric acid. I feel sorry for Harry, by the way, because, you know, sometimes your partner might like to run you a bath and say, hello, darling, I've run you a bath. Would you want to get into a bath that had been run by my husband? Would you trust Meghan Markle to prepare your bath for you? Seriously.
Woo.
Major duty of care issues. I feel very, very sorry for Robin Patrick. She's seeking, by the way, it's more. It's $100,000 for medical expenses, $12 million in punitive damages. She has suffered emotional distress, potential PTSD. Of course she has. Well, she watched With Love Meghan, so that's already priced in. Loss of confidence in her appearance. Well,
oh God, PTSD. Add that one on. Add that in as well.
And
get that one in for good measure.
It's not a good look. She's disfigured. She's got, and this is very serious, by the way, a shortened life expectancy. She may need long-term medical care. She's willing to settle without litigation if a financial agreement is reached. So all Meghan's got to do is be reasonable and be fair. But if she's like Harry and she's stubborn, then what's going to happen is that it'll go all the way to court and she'll be down $12 million. And by the way, if Meghan loses this court case, then she'll pay the other person's expenses. This could be $15 million. I mean, it could clean the couple out. Because all they do these days is sue people. However, there has been a legal response from Meghan's legal team. By the way, it's her lawyer who's called.
He's good. Oh, there she is. Oh, thanks for coming back.
Got kicked off.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it happens.
No, I did it. I had to figure
Yeah.
out how to get back.
That's okay. That's okay. We've all done it several times and over. Yes. Welcome back.
Thank you.
That Cameron Stratcher. How long he's going to be her lawyer is anyone's guess, because Harry and Meghan hold on to staff members for a very short period of time.
Yes, they do.
All right. They get through staff members like Elton John gets through hairpieces and spectacles. Stratcher, who is Cameron Stratcher, he is the lawyer of Meghan Markle, my husband, who, by the way, has the worst job in the world because he's got to receive those terrifying 5 a.m. emails from Meghan. Do you remember about that? The allegations about
this is
her
his
bullying
own
while she was
show.
at the palace as a serving royal.
I didn't know that.
Staff complained about getting a flurry of emails at 5 a.m. from the Duchess, which had to be answered straight away. So this poor lawyer now, Cameron Stratcher, he's going to start getting ulcers, isn't he?
Yes.
His skin's going to open up. I mean, God forbid that Meghan wins this court case, because she'll send him a big hamper full of the Epsom salts and the
jam.
oil, and the poor bloke's going to be roasted next time he has a bath. He's going to be a cooked goose. Not to mention her disgusting jam that no one wants. So Cameron Stratcher has issued a firm legal rebuttal. He said the use of Epsom salts
Nobody
is
wants to jam.
contra-indicted. I don't know what that means. Another word salad. See, because he spent time with Meghan, he has to now mutilate the language. Contra-indicated. There you go. The use of Epsom salts is contraindicated for individuals with diabetes, except on the advice of a physician.
What'd you say, Hudson?
I said if Meghan would have stayed in the UK, they wouldn't be able to sue her. But you know, the States, we're sue happy. We sue over everything.
Oh, yeah.
We're cracking the sidewalk. We'll sue.
She
Everybody I know from the
sued,
UK
right?
is like, you can't. Like you can sue, but it's like nothing goes through. Or something. This is what I was told. Like it's hard to. They don't sue as much over there as they do over here. Is that true?
Oh. Dictator.
What was that? Sorry.
Do they get as much money if they sue in England? Do they sue a lot?
No, they don't sue at all. You guys don't sue that much, right?
We don't sue that much. It's so expensive to sue in London.
I said if she would have stayed in London, that this lady wouldn't even be the second thought. It would have just ignored her and sent her packing.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking that earlier. I was like, if she was there, they would have took care of this, right?
Yeah.
But Netflix is going to shut her up. I guarantee you. They're not.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna tell her to take all that crap down. Get it off the website now.
Because when you go to court and stuff, other things start coming up. And,
yes.
You know.
For real, it's the beginning of a ripple effect.
Exactly. And they want to hear both sides. So it's not just one side that, gets the mic. Both sides get the mic. She's not ready for that. That's the last thing Meghan wants. Especially over here. Like, if she would have lied in the court like she did in the UK, she would be in jail right now. You can't lie over here.
She would have. It's contempt of court or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the UK, she was just like, my bad. And they were like, okay, girl, don't do it again.
Yeah. Just don't do it again. Just don't do it again.
The lawyer says it was not foreseeable that you would disregard the instructions on the Epsom salt packaging in attempting to make and use your own bath salts. This lawyer argues that there is no legal negligence as the injury was not foreseeable. Well, no, of course it wasn't foreseeable, because this was some witch's potion that no one had checked was safe, with the lavender oil and the arnica and the olive oil and God knows what else was in there. God knows what that concoction was. Himalayan pink salt. Do me a favor.
Ain't no telling what that was.
Meghan is a health and safety nightmare, isn't she? So, is there no one she won't damage? She's damaged her family. She's damaged her husband. She's damaged the British people and the monarchy.
Yes, she's
damaged America now by going back there, because you guys were so happy in the United States to get rid of Harry and Meghan. Or not to get rid of Harry, to get rid of Meghan. She became our problem for a couple of years, and it was not fun. But now she's back, and I feel very sorry for the citizens of the United States. But no, then she damages viewers of her show. I mean, it's not a safe show. It's a bad show with Love Meghan.
It is.
And it's also a dangerous show. It's physically dangerous.
It's dangerous.
So the lawyer is not having this. No claim can be made against anyone involved in producing or distributing the Netflix series. Well, I mean, I don't wish to pick too much of a fight with Meghan's lawyer, because no doubt he's a top California lawyer.
That can easily be fought. That's not
good at what they do. I've got no doubt he's a very proficient advocate of the law. Okay. But I would just humbly, if I was participating in this court case, and I think in many ways, I think I could have a role to play. If I was called upon as a witness, I would fly to the United States, and I believe in American justice. Okay.
Yes.
I believe in the rule
That's
of law,
what we're laughing at.
and the right to a fair trial. And I would go in as an expert witness. Okay. I'd be willing to do that. I'd fly to the United States, which means that all of my videos while I was there would be coming from America. I might do them. Do you know what I might do? If I'm in the United States, I'll go to Montecito and I'll do these shows from the outer gates of Harry and Meghan's mansion. Wouldn't that be great? Basically, as close as I can get to the front door, I'll report live on what's happening. But anyway, I would happily serve as an expert witness, and I would tell the court, and I'd speak to the jury, made up of 12 honest Americans who have common sense and good judgment. And I would say to the jury and, the judge, Your Honor, that the With Love Meghan is a provably dangerous show. First of all, Meghan encouraged people to eat flowers during the show. Right. This is not a fabrication,
and she didn't
Your Honor.
specify which flowers.
Exhibit A, a bag of flower sprinkles.
You know what? Like things like dandelions are toxic.
Flowers.
Mistletoe is toxic. Belladonna,
If that's not going to take a few people out, I don't know what is. I've got a few relatives who are of an older vintage, and I wouldn't let them anywhere near flower sprinkles, because that would be, unless I wanted to.
He says sprinkles.
The judge, Your Honor, that the With Love Meghan is a provably dangerous show. First of all, Meghan encouraged people to eat flowers.
Dangerous.
Right. This is not a fabrication, Your Honor. I have Exhibit A, a bag of flower sprinkles. Flower sprinkles.
And the knife, wasn't
This
she
is
cutting
chopped
like
up,
a fruit with the
desiccated
paring
flowers put on food. If that's not going,
knife? She was cutting something with a paring knife. That's dangerous too, to be showing people.
Yeah.
Was it a lemon or like something like that? It was something like some big old fruit that she's cutting with a paring knife. Now, suppose that slip and chop somebody's finger off. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, honey. Sorry.
She's trying to take people out. That's what she's trying to do. She's gonna wind up in jail. Could you imagine her in jail?
Oh God, that would just. Oh God.
She would lose her mind, and she really be Martha Stewart there. That's one step closer to Martha Stewart. Oh my goodness.
Yes. I hope it's an open trial. I hope it's something stupid like that.
I hope they tell her no. We'll give you $1,000. We'll give you $1,000. And the lady say no. I want to take it to trial.
Right.
I wonder what she said. Do you have a Does anybody remember what she said in that section? Like, did she say this is good for like skin?
Who, Meghan?
Yeah.
See, I didn't see the show. I should have watched it. Yeah. I watched 3 episodes and couldn't get past that 4th one. Is that when she said that? Hudson? What do you think of Harry's latest interview? We talked about it for 3 days.
We did.
Didn't we, Dictator?
Yes, we did. Well,
Yeah. Something's wrong with Harry. At the end of the day, he has lost all credibility. Carla. He is no longer. Yep.
To take a few people out, I don't know what is. I've got a few relatives who are of an older vintage, and I wouldn't let them anywhere near flour sprinkles, because that would be, unless I wanted to, release the proceeds of their will, right? Unless I wanted to hasten their departure, there is no older loved one that I would allow to try any of Meghan's flour sprinkles. Then she recommends, you won't believe this, Your Honor, she recommends getting towels,
flour sprinkles,
and making them damp. So the idea of a towel, it's dry and then you use it to remove moisture from your skin. But Meghan's towels are pre-moist. They're already wet. So you make the towels damp and then you drizzle lavender oil onto them and they go in the fridge. Make it make sense, Your Honor. So these are 2 very dangerous things that she's suggested. The flour sprinkles, which, by the way, I fear because it's California, may have narcotic qualities. So I wouldn't like to have too many of those flour sprinkles and operate heavy machinery, is what I'm saying. Then you've got, so the lavender towels, that's probably going to cause a rash, isn't it? And towels shouldn't go into the fridge. And they're damp, they're dripping onto the food. So you're eating this detergenty lavender material. Then Meghan takes food, which is from a supermarket, and then she puts it into another bag and she's opened it. So it's not fresh anymore. So I think that's unhygienic. I think the food can go bad very quickly. Right. So that's dangerous. Plus, there's an enormous amount of drinking on With Love, Meghan. She puts it away. It might be her only redeeming quality, by the way.
I only saw her drink once.
Meghan puts it away. Meghan's a drinker. Meghan puts it away. She does.
Okay.
Meghan puts it away.
Thank you.
And it's anything really that she can get her hands on. The rosé, the prosecco, the bubbly, the beer, the white wine. She gets it down her. She is in London. We call her an old soak. She's an old soak. She soaks up. She hoovers it up. She loves a drink. As does Harry. We know why Harry drinks. He drinks to forget because he's the world's least happy millionaire. Who am I going to sue today? Oh, I haven't called my family racist this morning, have I? So no wonder he drinks. So it's a dangerous show. Plus, by the way, on the show, Meghan is a clumsy cook, Your Honor. First of all, there was a scene in which the milk flowed over. And what could happen is, it's a gas hob. The milk flows over and it can extinguish the gas. And then the gas continues to flow because the gas has been put out. The flame's been put out, but the gas still comes. And that's going to cause an explosion, which is a major, major fire hazard. This is Los Angeles we're talking about, where they're no strangers to fires. And Meghan's going to make it worse. Secondly, my maths. Another point, Your Honor, is that Meghan goes around with these heavy pans, which she looks like she's going to drop on her foot or someone else's foot. They're a hazard. And then the worst thing of all with Love, Meghan, Your Honor, is getting things from the garden. She goes around and she'll grab anything. She just takes like a plant. She grabs a bit of, her flower sprinkles. You're not supposed to eat flowers. I think that's clear. give flowers to someone you love. You don't eat them.
Oh, he's going on a bit now.
Also,
He's
so she
going
goes
on a
around
bit.
and she's collecting things from the garden and gives it to people. And that's dangerous. And other people are going to do that. They're going to go into the garden and just grab random greenery and just
Bye, Carla.
shove it down their
Thank
cake hole.
you
That is a hazard.
for hanging out.
Okay, because you could be picking up, you go into the garden on Meghan's advice, and you could wind up with a concoction of poison
so
ivy,
you're saying he's just going
toxic
on.
berries, and
He's just going on now.
shocking. So what I would say to you, Your Honour, is that We'd Love Meghan's a dangerous show. Please give this poor lady, Little Richard or whatever her name is, please give her compensation of $12 million, which Meghan can afford. Basically, it's the profit from Harry's book. So they've got the cash, at which point they'll be broke again. They'll have to do another Netflix.
Okay, I'm going to come back and listen to him later. I like everything.
He's funny, but he's just going on a bit now.
I like everything he had to say. Now we're going to start it, if nothing else.
The podcast.
Yes.
Here we go. Let's listen to the podcast.
Okay, and you know the name of it? Here, let me.
Yes, one where she's doing the clever blends. That's it, the top one. Clever blends. Hannah Mendoza, that's it.
As the co-founder of a fully remote company, I have the benefit of being able to hire people who live all over the country. But that candidate search can be overwhelming. That's where LinkedIn Jobs comes to the rescue.
Okay,
LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free, share promo code confessions. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about.
They got commercials.
Lemonada. It just started climbing and climbing and climbing. And there was 5,000, 10,000 people on our website within a matter of 30 seconds. And I called Roger and said, what's going on?
Oh, God.
I'm Meghan. This is Confessions of a Female Founder, a show where I chat with female entrepreneurs and friends about the sleepless nights, the lessons learned, and the laser focus that got them to where they are today.
No time to get down, cause I'm moving up. No time to get down, cause I'm moving up. No time to get down, cause
No,
I'm moving up.
Sam is beautiful. No job. Don't let her tell you that story.
Business doesn't work unless people believe in you. Your team, your investors, your customers. So much of entrepreneurship is convincing people that your vision is worth their time and their money.
Like that bath salt.
And when I think about big milestones for my own business with As Ever, I mean, Netflix coming on as my business partner, huge. Just having a global powerhouse that believed in me and the site selling out in the first 45 minutes of launch, every single piece that we had been working on, that told me that customers, people believed in me and this vision. That's all you really want as a founder. That becomes your proof point.
What?
That those late nights and the midnight musings are worth it. And that's how I felt when I met today's guest, Hannah Mendoza. I saw her vision and I fully believed in it. And more importantly, in her.
You basically saw through the fact that I came to our first meeting practically barefoot and still believed that I could run a successful company.
Hannah Mendoza started on her founder journey young and ambitious and knowing exactly who she was. She co-founded the instant latte business Clever Blends with Roger Coppola when she was just 28 years old. And shortly after that, well, that's when I met her. And I asked if I could invest in her company. In fact, Hannah was the first person I ever invested in.
Oh, wow.
And I was her very first investor.
Here we go.
I am so excited for you to hear how our stories intertwine and what we've learned from each other along the way. Let's get into it. Hi.
Hello.
So, as opposed to starting with just where it all began for you. I want to start with where we first met. Do you remember?
Oh, wow.
Of course I remember. I mean, it was probably the biggest thing I'd done at that point.
Oh.
Coming to a house and meeting with you. I remember being
How are we going to get
kind of in
this?
a disbelief at the situation I was in. It felt
Right.
like only
We'll do
yesterday
it.
that I was,
Maybe-
working on our website during the day and working at a pizza restaurant in Oakland at nighttime and doing events on the weekend. And we were still actually very much in that very early phase when we met.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really grateful that you were actually able to, see the potential in something that, frankly, at the time was still very much in its infancy.
The funniest thing about it is I had never invested in something before. So I had received a gift basket from my friend Drew. Had I just had my baby or I was pregnant?
I think you were still pregnant. I don't think you'd had Lily yet.
Yes.
You don't know yet? You don't know, Megan?
And then months later is when so you saw me when I was very pregnant, and my friend sent over this gift basket filled with an assortment of products that he thought I would like. No skin in the game. He just said, I know that you are attuned to and like Ayurvedic things. I know that, oh yeah, that would make sense. I know that you're pregnant and these things might be helpful during this stage of pregnancy. And one of the things within this big basket was this product. And I said, turmeric latte, you just add water? Okay. And I tried it and I looked at the back. I said, who is this person? And then I started trying to dig into what is this company? But it's so bizarre because I didn't have a portfolio at the time. I didn't have a roster of female founders that I invested in. It was the first and truly organic, all puns intended, experience of looking at something and saying, I want to support this. And I didn't even know you were a female founder at the time. I didn't know who was behind it. And I remember when you came to the house, we were sitting outside and I just remember you kept shifting your feet in and out of your Birkenstocks. And I thought, oh my gosh, is this my first investment? And you weren't really pitching me.
I didn't know how to pitch.
No, but also I wasn't asking for a pitch. I came to you. Do you remember I said to you, I was like, I was watching a lot of Shark Tank at the time. And I said, this is not Shark Tank. Think of this as Dolphin Tank.
Yes.
These are very friendly. These are very friendly waters. It's all going to be good.
I just have to say, you reminded me of the Birkenstock moment. And my first thought was, what on earth was I thinking? I think I wore Birkenstocks and
a linen jumpsuit.
A linen jumpsuit in the morning and being like, well, this is the least wrinkled thing that I have, but this is going to be very impressive. So you basically saw through the fact that I came to our first meeting practically barefoot and still believed that I could run a successful company.
By the way, I wear Birks at home. I think it's a really smart choice. There was no shame in your game. I was just struck by the fact that you were so comfortable in who you were. And yet at the same time, this was new for both of us. Mm-hmm. It was so new. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure it's a sound investment because I'm putting real capital towards it. And at the same time, you're looking at it, I imagine, through the lens of, but this is my baby that I've created. And do I want to give any of it away? And do I need this? And what do I actually want? Mm-hmm. So let's start at where it began, right? Of you making these super lattes, what went into a super latte, why they were so super, but the why behind it, and even where you were selling them so people can understand where it started and where you are now.
I mean, all this really started with me moving to California, which was the biggest and most transformative decision of my life.
From?
I grew up just outside of London. I never really found my people there. I had a bit of a rough time in high school. I was a strange child.
Wait, what do you mean by strange child? Why do you think you were strange or you were called strange?
I wasn't very good at picking up on societal norms and conforming to them in a way that made it easier to fit in. I was very, very quirky. And I think it's hard when you're a teenager, when you're a young child, to have that before people value those traits in people. I was so close to fitting in, and then I would just say something really bizarre or do something strange, and then you go back to the bottom of the social ladder.
So you're having this experience in school. You're feeling like maybe you don't necessarily fit in, but at the same time, as I learned, you were entrepreneurial then.
Yes.
Even at 7 or 8, what were you doing at that time?
Oh my gosh, I had so many schemes. The first one, which couldn't be further from what I'm doing now, is I would buy cookies from Costco and I would buy whipped cream and this was all for charity, but I would set up a table at lunchtime and resell these cookies from Costco with whipped cream on top of them for a bit of a margin. And then that changed as I was getting, older. That changed to I set up a smoothie bar at school. Probably one of the most god awful smoothies in retrospect. So yes, it was in me from a young age. And the decision to move was one of the best I've ever made.
That was at 17, 18?
18.
Why California?
Well, I'd never actually really been here. I had no friends, no family here, but I had watched, I think, maybe 1 or 2 episodes of The OC at the time. And that was absolutely enough to tip me over the edge. Oh my God. It was honestly completely on a whim. It was that kind of, 18-year-old decision that I'm actually very grateful, brain hemispheres aren't completely fused yet at that age. And if I tell you, when my plane touched down in LAX, I listened to Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus in my headphones.
Oh my gosh. And see, when my plane would touch down at LAX and I was going back and forth when I was filming in Toronto for a long time, I didn't have that soundtrack in my head. I would always hear Joni Mitchell, California Coming Home, every single time in my head. And I would just go, I'm home. Okay, so you come here, you're 18, you get here, California dreaming, Party in the USA.
Yes, it changed me in a very massive way, very, very quickly. When I got here, I'd never been on a single hike. I'd never pitched a tent. I was smoking Marlboro Reds and would casually put back a bottle of tequila on the weekend. That was just, when I was in London, we started going clubbing when I was 14. It was just a very, very different lifestyle. And I thought that was it.
This is a Hannah I do not know.
I know. Well, I've never told you this.
I can't even imagine. Oh, I guess because you're an investor. You're like, I'm not going to talk to you about all my
wasn't going to
days.
open with that.
yeah, please. You're going to cocktail a few investors. Sure. Of course you weren't going to tell me that. So you get on the other side of the pond. You come out here, you meet a whole different vibe and energy around you, and you start hiking and you start seeing the world through a different lens. And then what happens?
Within a year of being here, I'd moved into a house of 11 women who all had their armpit hair intact. The house was strewn with these kombucha scobies growing from jars, and we were doing plant meditations. We were making herbal tinctures. I started surfing, and my idea of a big night out after a year in California was a potluck that ended in a sing-along. It was no one wore makeup. Everyone worshipped nature, and God, it's such a trope, but it did change my life. And I felt what it felt like to actually feel good in my body and my mind.
Magic originally magic
person. As an agnostic atheist, we're all desperately searching for meaning. And in that community.
Hi, what'd you say?
Oh, sorry. I was talking out loud to Sam. I completely forgot I was online. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
Felt what it felt like to actually feel good in my body and my mind. And I'm sure, it can be a little eye-rolling, but I did feel like a different person. As an agnostic atheist, we're all desperately searching for meaning. And in that community that I found, I'd never experienced what community felt like. And it was, it was transformational for me.
That's beautiful. And grounding, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
If you're listening to this show, one thing is certain. You're ambitious, just like the women Meghan. Today's sponsor can help. Steer you toward the career. You want real career success? Don't in the perfect job description. Reading hundreds. You post it for free if you'd like. You can add a hashtag hiring frame, intensive in-person interviews. But come on, that is not real life. So if your HR team needs a little help, it's time to try LinkedIn Jobs. Here's how it works. LinkedIn's new feature helps you write job descriptions. Then you post it for free if you'd like. You can add a hashtag hiring frame to your profile picture and get 2 times more qualified candidates. Or you can pay to promote your job listing and get 3 times more qualified applicants. LinkedIn will quickly get your job in front of the right people with deep candidate insights. Based on LinkedIn data, 72% of small and medium-sized businesses using LinkedIn say that it helps them find high terms and conditions apply.
But so then how do you come from an environment that feels so, dare I say, hippy-dippy, relaxed, super non-entrepreneurial,
yes,
non-commercially minded, just about being together, community, healing of the earth, into translating that and somehow combining it to that same impulse that has always been that spark inside of you to turn it into something that's more business minded? How does that happen?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was still very ambitious, loaded word as we know, but I always have been. And even through the, the more kind of earthy phase, I started my first kind of proper job while I was still in college. It was at a regenerative agriculture based superfood company. So again, could it be any more stereotypical, but it was hard work. I was their first employee. And, the role was, hey, grow the company. I also started drinking coffee when I was there. I've always had a more anxious disposition, and I actually think it can be a superpower when used correctly. But I started drinking coffee to kind of deal with the additional load of having a proper job, and it made me feel awful. It activated my anxiety, and every day was this kind of coin toss, whether I felt like a superhuman or I was questioning everything in my life. And I hated the variability, and that's where I started experimenting with alternatives. So matcha, teas, I'd make these ridiculous 10 ingredient potions with herbs and superfoods and mushrooms that I was learning about at this job. And at the same time, Raj, who's my now co-founder, was going through a really hard time after he lost his mom unexpectedly to cancer. And that obviously had a huge impact on everything in his life. And I started making him these reishi cappuccinos as a coffee alternative, which is this mushroom that's really calming for the nervous system.
Well, and also, Hannah, I'll just jump in because I think a lot of people, when they hear mushrooms,
yes,
they go, oh, okay, she's talking about being hippy dippy and grounded and all these things. And if you aren't familiar with adaptogens, you can go to this place of, oh, it's feeling a little psychedelic and super woo-woo. And that, but what we're talking about is in some ways food trends, which you were ahead of the curve on, because I was thinking about it. And maybe 10, 15 years ago was when people didn't know how to pronounce quinoa and they were saying quinoa. So there are these items and ingredients that have been part of our natural ecosystem and dietary system for a long time, whether acknowledged or not, that somehow you say mushrooms and now people have a connotation attached to it. But it's really just a food trend that I believe you were far ahead of in terms of saying, hold on, these have properties that can in some way make you feel differently in a really safe way. During my pregnancies, I had an Ayurvedic doctor, and so much of it was about seeing food as medicine. And so when you're talking about Raj's experience of going through grief and much of the Western ideology of just writing a prescription for someone, I think what I loved about our first sit down was you saying, I just sort of thought there might be another way to help whatever emotions were coming up or help soothe the nervous system.
And science backs it up. And that for me was important because I'm realizing I'm coming in with a certain relationship to these ingredients, but most people are not. And to be able to say to someone, this is our lived experience, that these ingredients are very powerful, but also please look at the study where we're showing there's a, 35% drop in serum cortisol levels in someone's blood after taking ashwagandha. That's like,
thank you.
That's incredible. There's pharmaceuticals that can't do that. It's like, so I started also diving into that. And feeling like, we are on the brink of something here becoming more in the cultural zeitgeist. And I want to be part of, disseminating that because it feels like a perfect antidote to the increasingly high stress world that we're in.
And then once you saw his experience of it, you guys decided to do what?
I mean, what we did with that was we designed this crazy coffee shop menu where we would take these traditional coffee shop drinks, but we would infuse them with all these different beneficial ingredients.
And sell them where?
Well, at the time.
With a chai super latte and my new favorite, golden super latte.
She was wearing this white shirt and she live made a turmeric latte. And I was just looking at her shirt and saying, oh my God, I hope it doesn't spill all over her. And she made one live and took a sip and just was the most organic, wonderful reaction where she's just like,
It's delicious. Happy holidays.
I think I fell on the floor. And you know what? I was live editing our website when this happened. I was in there. You should never do this. I was in there tinkering again with stuff live. And there's a little count of how many people are on your website. It's like, oh, 3 people are looking at your website, which for me at the time, I was like, gosh, who are these 3 people? Wow. And then it just started climbing and climbing and climbing. And there was 5,000, 10,000 people on our website within a matter of 30 seconds. And I called Roger, I said, what's going on? And I see the tag. I see the Instagram tag. Oprah tagged you in a post.
Oh my
and
God.
I did.
Subconsciously sitting there, patting herself on the back, and it's disgusting.
It had lead in it. The coffee had lead in it and had to be recalled.
Yeah, it did. Just like this bath soap.
Yeah, and the sprinkly flowers.
Oh my
and
God.
I did. I fell off my chair. And Raj at the time was in our commercial kitchen,
it was all
and he was sweeping after we were making all the product ourselves. He had a hairnet on, and we FaceTimed each other, and he's got his little hairnet on, and we were just screaming.
Because we all loved it. And then it was, how do we make it creamier? We could do it with oat milk instead of with water. And then I went through that whole phase, you remember, where I couldn't have oats.
Let's change your how's she gonna go in there and start changing her stuff? How can we make it creamier? How can we make it better? How we can do this and how we can do that? So does she have the right to do that? Since she's investing?
Oh, I've no idea. I can't even figure out what they were talking about at all. Never mind.
What?
I couldn't even figure out what they were talking about at all. Blimey, fire. Jeez, it's so dull. At least the other ones you can kind of laugh at. This one is like so boring. This one is boring.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time. We might have to shut this one down.
This is going to take us about a week or 2 weeks to get through this one.
Yeah, but so she said that basically that going in there trying to change her product for her, saying, oh, once, she's got all these people on her website coming to her website now because Meghan's all a part of it. So since Meghan is all a part of it, the website is doing so great. Like everybody's on there. Paula them.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't mean to do that.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I did like my laugh did something else.
Oh.
It was ugly. It was an ugly laugh.
That was more entertaining than the podcast, that little noise.
JD, are you still there, young lady?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You can talk. You can say whatever you have something to say about anything. No. You can just say it.
I'm enjoying listening to everyone. I'm trying to find a gong to send to you, a brass gong.
Oh.
Oh God, ding. Oh my God.
Wait a minute. I've got them. I have them here, but I don't know if I can find one to you. Wait, listen to this one. Listen. Oh. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. These are things like it's like for meditation.
I like that. Oh, I almost bought that. Almost bought that one. And it has
when
a stick.
And
it's,
wait a minute. Yeah. And then I've got this one.
Oh.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
Oh, I'm trying to find one to see if I can have it mailed to you. But so I'm just walking around, and the cats, I give the cats CBDs twice a day.
Yes.
They're special CBDs for cats.
Oh wow.
Oh my cat has the green stuff, the special green stuff for cats.
Oh, greenies.
Greenies. Catnip. I call it
yeah.
marijuana. The cat marijuana.
Yeah, they get catnip, but they also get CBDs shipped in.
Wow. Maybe I should get my dog some.
Can I come and live with you? I'll have that twice a day.
Well, they probably have them for dogs.
Yeah.
CBD. Yeah, because we asked the vet, and they said that's fine, and so they remind me when it's time for their CBDs.
Oh.
Here, Quincy. I'm not going to tell you their middle and last names, but we've got Phoebe and George and Quincy, but they all have
George and Quincy.
Yeah. So So anyway, you go back to talking, and I'll just listen.
Okay, JD. Okay.
All right.
Oh, can you put your email address, Letitia?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
Yeah.
How do you do that with those nails, girl? I'm going to have to cut them when I start working.
But Letitia, if your channel gets big enough, then you don't have to go out to work, right?
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That'd be great.
Oh my God, I would do it like magic 3 times a day.
I know.
Yep, just come on 3 times a day. Mm-hmm.
We have to wish that happens.
I know. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yep.
It would be awesome. This drink has lead in it, and it was recalled last year. What drink? It would be a conflict of interest if she was. She is doing that. She is promoting it. Isn't she, dictator?
What's that?
It would be a conflict of interest if she was promoting someone else's fake coffee.
It wouldn't be conflict of interest. Polly said, is it a conflict of interest if she's promoting her own coffee? And she said it would be a conflict of interest if she's promoting somebody else's coffee. It's not really a conflict of interest. She can actually promote anything she wants, but
yeah,
she can promote her own coffee.
But it would look weird if she did do that, knowing that
you
partner with this person.
Yeah, she's promoting her own coffee, but she can promote another coffee if it's for the benefit of her podcast. If she's promoting female founders, in that respect, she can technically promote somebody else.
I read it wrong. Yes. Because I was thinking that, for her promoting it, it's a conflict of interest, but it's not. She's
technically promoting the founder of the coffee rather than the coffee itself, technically.
Wow. She said, Luna Blade said, oh my God, she is seriously implying with the mushrooms is safe for all women to drink while pregnant.
It's not safe for anyone to drink.
Are they?
Well, it's not safe for anyone to drink because it's got lead in it.
That's not what I was going to say, but it could work with medications too. You should be careful. Interfere, that's the word I was looking for. It could interfere with medications.
My device is out of charge. Cheerios, everyone. Have a great night. Bye, Sam. Okay, let's listen to a little bit more. We're going to cut it off in 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Moon Falcon said, this is very boring. P.S. I love the handles you pick. HRH. I do too, dictator.
I changed it around a bit.
She doesn't check with her doctor. She just, because she wasn't pregnant. She had a bump.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's right. It doesn't say she checked with her doctor. Okay, let's see what else they're saying before we go.
Of oats or oat milk. So you made me my own special version.
I did.
Little mason jar concoctions of it, which I loved so much. But yeah, I think it was interesting because that timing, again, in terms of authenticity and being organic, I sent that from the spirit of wanting to share it with people that I knew would enjoy it. And I didn't know at the time what the submissions were like for Oprah's favorite things. No one would think about that. No one thinks about long lead press.
Mm-hmm.
And even that terminology, long lead press, meaning there's some publications where 2 or 3 weeks later, there's a cover. And
does this have anything to do with entrepreneurship?
No, not really.
Having your own business and making your business successful. And it's just, I didn't get it. Sorry.
Cover. And then there's some where it's long lead, if it's a huge publication, and that will take 3 to 4 months to put everything together. And then
it's disgusting. That's how I see it. They're just patting themselves on the back. Oh, baby,
yeah.
Peanuts. She sleeps? Oh. Did she go potty? Okay. I'm scared of her. Me and her we've been fighting lately.
And you get that story. So all those submissions are summertime submissions to be able to be forecasting for what they know will be loved and enjoyed and appreciated during the holiday season. So interestingly, even that year you weren't on the list, but then the next 2 years you were.
Every founder's dream. Every founder's dream to be on Oprah's favorite things list. I'll remember it till the end of my days.
Oh my gosh. It was just, and I remember just going, oh my gosh, thank you. She's like, oh my, I just love it. Do you need replenishment? What do you need? And then you send her a thank you note. It was so sweet. And I've learned so much having invested in you and other companies and watching their trajectory to then start building my own thing, have my own partners, have other people that I have at the table that I have to make sure I'm not just doing right by me, but doing right by them, watching the evolution of it, and to understand that everything is evolving. That's going to have moments that feel like a sucker punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember even calling you in May of last year, and we chatted, and I was having a bit of a wobbly moment, and you said to me, well, what did you expect? This is part of it. This is part of the journey.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the journey is going to have its low moments, of course. But it's also going to have its high moments. And that's a testament of your hard work, but also your ability to be nimble. So in the last 5 years, what have been real learns for you that would help another female entrepreneur as she's going through her process of building? What are those points that you can think of in your own entrepreneurial journey that you would want to share with someone else who's trying to figure it out?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take notes because I might need some of them too.
There's so many. One of the first insights that took me too long to learn, I think, that I wish someone had clued me into was I used to take my thoughts and the things that came up in my brain very seriously. And what I mean by that is with building something comes extreme emotion at extreme frequency. It's erratic. You'll wake up in the night, you'll be obsessing about a problem. And it's all you can think about for days, and it consumes you. And then what I found is out of nowhere, you can wake up with a completely new perspective. It fades in importance. And although nothing tangible has changed, it dissipates. And learning the waves and the cycles and learning to give problems space, because mostly as an entrepreneur, you're solving problems, you're putting out fires.
Yeah.
And I've learned to have this attitude of, oh, I'm having a little breakdown about something today. I wonder how it's going to feel tomorrow, as opposed to, this feels like a problem. Let me pull out all the stops to try and fix it. And gosh, especially nighttime thoughts. I don't know if you've experienced this, but there's
I mean, one day I just need to write an entire thing called 3 a.m. musings. The things that I wake up and write down at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But it feels like this kind of cerebral off-gassing that's disguised as insight. I used to stay awake and I would be up at 3 and I thought these thoughts were revelatory. And then I'd write them down and the next day I'd look at it and say, what a load of rubbish. Because, and I think just knowing that your brain is going to go through these cycles of, obsessing about things and then giving them space for them to process subconsciously often is where the insights come. In the shower, if you take yourself for a walk, that's been such a huge help to not take my brain so seriously, because you're putting it under a lot of stress. And so it's not always going to react in a way that's logical.
Well, and I think too, you've had a soundboard.
Yes.
For someone who's doing this solo, I think the thoughts can feel debilitating, or you can overreact to them because you don't have someone to bounce it back with. Not only do you have Raj, but outside of that, though your team is small, it's small and mighty. And even though there's been evolution even in the team as a startup in those 5 years, what do you have, 7, 8 full-time people now?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's interesting to look at how you've been able to have that own self-reflection on what keeps you up in the middle of the night, just as a founder individually, but then how do you translate that as a leader?
I've never had a problem being vulnerable as a person, at least not since I moved to California and was just kind of surrounded by, a lot more emotional openness than I had grown up with. And I do want to admit, I've really had to play with the boundaries and how much I do lean into vulnerability. I've never had a...
Interesting to look at how you've been able to have that own self-reflection on what keeps you up in the middle of the night, just as a founder individually, but then how do you translate that as a leader?
I've never had a problem being vulnerable as a person, at least not since I moved to California and was just kind of surrounded by, a lot more emotional openness than I had grown up with. And I do want to admit, I've really had to play with the boundaries and how much I do lean into vulnerability and sharing with the team. Mm-hmm. It's a messy process. Stoicism is so much simpler. It's so much easier, but it's not the way, especially as female leaders. This is a superpower, but learning when to turn it on and off and by how much is a messy process. I've been in meetings where I was feeling hormonal and one of our team was leaving and I just started crying in the meeting. And then I watched everyone else look a bit freaked out. And I thought, oh, that was a bit much. Maybe just turn it down a little bit.
You're like, but I'm human, but I'm a leader and I'm the role model. So I can't be fully human in this moment. I need to restrain it and keep that humanness for home. And I think it's a really interesting construct of how you navigate what is best for your business and what is best for you as an individual. And that even though in hiring, you might be drawn to someone because as an individual, you love that person, it might not be the right fit for what your business needs.
And sometimes if you're drawn to someone because you're quite similar, that actually very much might not be what your business needs, because we need to diversify skill set and perspective. And so having a bunch of people around you that think like you can actually be a bit of a trap.
Yeah.
You know those afternoons when the sun is shining, your to-do list for the day is checked off, and the only thing left on your calendar is to lounge outside with a cold drink and a great book? I love those types of days. And one reason I love them even more lately is because of Wayfair. Wayfair offers everything online. This summer, get outside with that can be your customer. Thanks.
It's your baby. So, for you, what has been...
That can be your customer, thanks to ShipStation. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to ShipStation.com and use code CONFESSIONS to sign up for your free trial. That's ShipStation.com, code CONFESSIONS.
I don't know how you do business in a way that's purely clinical. I can't do that. It's emotional to build something, and it's your baby. So, for you, what has been the biggest takeaway when you think about friendships in business or boundaries in business and how you manage both outside of those moments where if you do cry in a meeting, do you address it with them after and say, I'm sorry, as your boss, I realize I want to keep a line, or do you just give yourself grace in those moments and say, I'm human and let's see what happens tomorrow?
As I said, I do feel like I had a period where I was leaning more into vulnerability as a superpower, but with no filter than I think.
Okay.
What is that? I don't even know what she means.
Me neither.
Vulnerability is a superpower. Oh, it's just gobbledygook.
Goody goop. It doesn't make any sense. How is this supposed to influence us and help us be entrepreneurs? How is this supposed to make me an entrepreneur?
God knows. It's just word salad.
That's crazy. Okay. Let me get to the bottom of my post here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to finish. We don't have much to go.
Oh, thank God.
Probably another 30 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll pick it up next time and watch it. And what I want to do is I want to go over my stars, my comments before we leave, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
We did, had fun. You got 31 people. You got a lot tonight.
Yeah, I did. It was great. It was a great show. If I could get to 50, I'll be great.
Oh, Mo's here. Looks like Meghan's here. You got a troll. You got a troll. Looks like Meghan's come to see you.
Oh.
Good then to Mo. Look, Meghan's here, look.
Oh, that's too bad. What an idiot. Do I have any mods in there? I do have Snowdrop.
Yeah, Snowdrop's there.
He didn't say anything too stupid. He's stupid, but I'm just not easily manipulated. No, but by the way,
if you're going to insult someone, spell the name properly.
Let me answer that too.
It's going to insult you. Spell your name properly.
When you're talking about boo stuff, no one can understand it. And that's what Meghan talks about all the time. Only she understands what's going on in her brain. All right. Okay, I'm going in the star. Let's read them back. Here, Snowdrop. Imagine on a cooking show, Gordon Ramsay puts a disclaimer up following recipes at own risk of poisoning. I can't imagine that, because then that would, mess up his whole situation. It wouldn't benefit him any. And so you think that's why Netflix decided don't do that at your own risk? They should have put a disclaimer up. Everything about Meghan is toxic, even the bath salts. Says Marine. Joy. Probably was a chemical burn. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, you need
me to get in your way.
You were in my
I was
way.
on camera with her.
You were?
I think I was for a second.
You finna say something?
No, I was waiting for Rocky.
Oh, my husband.
I said, oh, shoot, I'm on TV.
Excuse me. That's fine.
Those peanuts are good.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Carla. Charles is getting on with business. He is. Didn't you see him, Dictator?
What is that? The king?
Yep.
Yeah, he's just carrying on.
He looked good, smiling.
Keeping calm, carrying on.
Like,
Harry who? Harry who?
Harry who?
Harry who?
Marine, the king looks happy to be free of his drama queen called Harry. Once Will takes over, Meghan and Harry are screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ziggy Lee, chick with the crown. That chick is a liar. She is drifting on the grifter, Meghan. Every diabetic knows not to use bath salts. That woman also has an autoimmune disease. She will get some money, but it won't be 10 million. No. Thank you, Ziggy Lee, for my super sticker. Liz, Meghan's lawyer is blaming the victim because Epsom salt states that those with diabetes not use. What do you think about that?
I don't really know. I don't know anything about diabetes and Epsom salts, but I suppose in the court of law, it is actually her own responsibility. If you're ill and you've got illnesses, you've got to be responsible for the food you eat and the medicines you take.
Okay. Liz, so I looked up and the lady used Meghan homemade recipe and she burned. That's exactly what happened. Babette, her products are not regulated either. I don't think so. Blondie girl, and I don't know if I spoke to her and said hello to her, but hello, Blondie girl, if you're still out there. I'm sure Meghan will blame someone else. She will blame it on the British press. I like that one. Because they do. They were suing. They sued six of them. Ziggy Lee, chick with the crown, Liz E. Oh, I agree. Yet the woman is grifting. Nevertheless, serves Meghan right. It does serve Meghan right for telling with a recipe that has bad concoctions in it. Liz, what if the Epsom salt the lady brought didn't say anything? I still say Meghan screwed up, and so did Netflix for not putting a warning on after experts said, don't do this. They were warned.
Yeah, it came out to not follow the recipe. But Netflix should have still put it on anyway. It's about 50. It's 50-50. You're responsible for your own illnesses and your own medications and things like that. But also Netflix should have warned them as well. So it's 50-50 each, really.
So basically, she might get 5 million or 6 million.
You probably get $5, to be honest. It's not that big. It's not really that big a deal.
I'm not laughing at the lady. I'm laughing at the fact.
No one's laughing at the lady.
It's so stupid. Yeah, Liz said that earlier because I thought that was a good one to read. Luna, very dangerous what Meghan put out there. Yes, it is. It's dangerous. It's a concoction of poison. If it wasn't, then the woman wouldn't have got burned. She wouldn't have, even if she does have an immune system problem and a whole bunch of other underlying conditions. Them underlying conditions will get you, won't they? Her makeup guy cuts his finger and it bled on camera. It was bleeding on camera. Why'd they just cut that out? What, they wanted to make it more normal?
Probably more normal.
Huh?
Probably wanted to make it more normal.
That didn't. It didn't. It didn't make it more normal.
She put a plaster on it. Oh, it went
out.
I think because she put a plaster on it, wanted to make her look like she cared.
Right, exactly. No, he had the wrong knife, didn't he?
I didn't watch it. I don't have Netflix.
Oh, it was. I couldn't get it on here because I wanted us to watch it together. Because I have Netflix.
You wouldn't be allowed to.
It wouldn't let me.
No, you won't be allowed to.
Why?
Because I suppose you're sharing content, or you're streaming it or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can only hear it. Oh my God, is she seriously implying mushrooms is safe for a woman to drink while pregnant? I hope she gets her 2 feet too long draping pants sued off her. Dear Lord, I can't stand her. I like that picture, snowdrop emoji. Luna's Blade, Meghan Markle has zero respect for culture, actually history, or giving credit where credit is due. Oh God, no, of course not. It's all about how it's her. Luna, the more I'm on YouTube, the more insane nuts I encounter. All right, that's it. That's all I had. Guys, thank you so much for joining me and being
That's okay.
on my show. I hope you like the end of it. Where I talk, go over the comments a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I like doing that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a wonderful night. Kisses to you all, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to thank my panel, Hudson, Dictator, and JD, for being a part of my show today. Thank you so much, and I hope all you ladies come back again and join me on my panel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you to my moderators and my everybody else that's in the chat. Love you guys so much, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. And the last thing I want to say is thank you, Ziggy Lee Chick with the Crown, for my super chat. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.